Okay, this is video 2, uh, and I'm going to call it Getting Connected. So, with this said, let's get started. Um, I'm doing this from the desktop to use the first part of the software, which is, if you look in the upper right hand corner, you'll see with my cursor arrow uh, a software package called RS Links Classic. RS Links Classic is the communication software, and that will get us connected from the PC, in this case my laptop, to the PLC. Also, you see two other software packages that we will use later. In fact, Studio 5000 that you see, we will use real soon to start programming the PLC. The next one down, the Factory Talk View Studio, is for programming the HMI, Human Machine Interface, or touchscreen. And that'll come a little bit later in the semester. So I'm going to double click and start RS Links Classic. And really what happens here is that we will put drivers in of what we want to communicate to. So you can kind of ignore these things that are up there by default. But we are going to do communications by USB, Universal Serial Bus. Now this one's real easy. It won't take long at all to do. And we're going to show you. It's really automatic. So once I've got my USB cable plugged into the front lower left hand front of the PLC, and now I'm going to connect it into the laptop, and you will see in here automatically when I do that the USB driver comes up. Now first of all, that says we're communicating, but let's look a little further into what the USB driver in RS Links Classic does for us. So I will expand the USB driver, and the first thing I see is the PLC. The PLC is a part number, and I won't go over all this, but what I will show you, it's called a 5069L306. But there's a couple other letters here that mean something. The S means that it is also a safety PLC. The M means that it is a motion or servo capable PLC. And what it means right now is there is a program in there. It's not doing anything. I just put it in there to test the PLC, and it's just called test. So that's what it shows you here. If I expand further, I see two Ethernet ports, which this PLC does have, and we will pretty soon get to switching over to Ethernet network and do all our communications via Ethernet. But we're going to start by doing it USB. Now, if I expand the backplane of the PLC, I will see the I/O, inputs and outputs, connected to the PLC. And there they are. And the numbers, the first number, you'll see it all over here on the left, and you'll see it on the right also. These first numbers are called slot numbers, the slot in which the inputs and outputs are in. By default, slot 0, or 00 here, is the PLC itself. Slot 01 is the first digital discrete input module, which has 16 inputs, and it is a DC input module. These are part numbers. The second one is a 16-point DC output module. And then the next two are safety inputs and outputs. And they perform in an entirely different way, which we'll talk about some later in the semester. But the first one, slot 3, is an 8-point safety input, 24 volts DC, and slot 4 is a 8-point output module, safety module, 24 volts DC. So from the fact that this software program is seeing these modules means that it is communicating. And that's good because we can't do anything further without communications going. So what we have just done is proved that we are communicating via USB, and you should have the same thing come up, which is if you don't, then we got something wrong and we'll have to check it out on the trainers in room 213. But this is the first lab that you'll have. It'll be short, but it'll just prove that we have communications and that you can continue on. So I'm going to stop the video, and I will see you, hear you next time in video 3, and we will start into Studio 5000, the programming software. So goodbye for now.